Yo guys, it's your boy Alano B, the billionaire. It's quarantine content, things are not working as usual, but we have to keep you learning and we have to motivate you. So today guys, I just want to tackle a few things concerning our country, Kenya. And there are some things that have been put into place, and I don't know if they're effective or they're not effective, but we shall try to focus on things that maybe are relevant to us. In Kenya, we are not on total lockdown, but we have something they called containment. Containment is where some counties have been locked not to access to other counties. For example, people from other counties can't access the city. But my question is this thing effective or not effective? Because apart from people not accessing the city, we have people who do long distance travel. So the trailers from the port to other countries, for example, from Mombasa to Uganda. And these guys, the restrictions, I don't think if it's to them, they're allowed to travel. But unfortunately, these people have to interact. Maybe they have to sleep. Are they sleeping in the trailer or they are accessing hotels? For example, today I read a post from Facebook. A guy was traveling to Sudan with a trailer, and then unfortunately, when he was in Uganda, the guy tested for corona. They never saw the results clearly. Then after going for a few miles, almost approaching Sudan on the border, the guy tested positive. And this guy, if you imagine, he has been from Kenya, Mombasa, to Uganda. Those I don't know how many kilometers or miles, but there are quite many. So this guy has been interacting with other people. How do we know that the other people that this guy interacted with? So this one puts a few question marks to what we can maybe do so that we don't put containment, yet we are allowing other things to run. Or maybe we can do a total lockdown so that we don't actually allow any travels, because that case only shows that this guy has interacted with many people. The next thing is taxes. You see, to be honest, if the government reduced the taxes to their understanding, because we know one of the ways government uses to raise funds is through taxes. And funny thing is that if people are not working right now, how will they tax people? What if they decided just to do everything free tax for this period so that people can survive? We have those people who can't even spend $1 in a day, yet we are still taxing them. What if we just decide for this period, we do tax-free so that anything that is there, we can still access? Because theoretically or mathematically, if the government budget put a good budget in place, I think it can be able to feed people who are not able to access food or the basic needs. That's just my other concern to the government. And the third matrix is how the government has prepared other counties when it comes to medical equipment and ventilators, because corona affects the breathing system, and ventilators are there to help you be able to breathe. And if all counties don't have, let's say a county has 4 ventilators and then we have 10 cases, what will other people do? Does it show that these guys will have to wait until those other guys are good? Or what other metrics has the government placed there so that we can be able to see? Because the cases are rising. As per yesterday, we were 225. So 225, then we had around 50 recoveries. So if you do 225 minus 50, it will come to around maybe 175 there. So the 175 is if they can't handle good medical services, it shows that their condition will worsen, and this one will lead to more deaths. Because if you look at US, they are trying to put other measures. You can see people are against, people are trashing about how Trump is handling this thing, but Keep in mind, US is a superpower, so anything that they do, we are ready to judge them, but we forget that in our own homes, in our own countries, things are being done in worse. Nothing is running in a good situation. And this one goes to our leaders, because I wonder how we have rich leaders in our country and they run zero businesses. Where do these guys get money? If we had leaders who think about our future by starting businesses, having entrepreneurship in their mind, I think we can develop in a good way, because at the moment, people are concerned about money, but not how other people are living. And this creates more effects to this. The reason why we are fearing lockdowns is because we know we cannot access the basic needs. We don't have money to access the basic needs. And we cannot sustain ourselves for more than 2 weeks. So people, even the curfew, people are still 7:30, 8 p.m. People want to still work because they haven't gotten whatever they want. So what are the measures so that in future, because maybe this is the first pandemic we're encountering. What about 10 years from now, we have the same thing? Will we have prepared or put a well measure so that anything that happens to us, we are ready to face it off, or we shall still cry for our leaders, for people who are there, for the worst conditions, because this thing, they recur. Africa, I think it's facing this as I would say, apart from political crisis in Africa or in Kenya, we haven't had other critical issues that have made us go into suffering like this now. US has had them in many years. It has suffered, but at the moment, for me, I will say we need to prepare very well so that